This conference will now be recorded.
So in today's session, we are going to discuss about the custom settings. You will see what exactly the custom settings, what is the use, how the custom settings are different from the custom objects, what are the various types of custom settings available in Salesforce, how to create the custom settings, how many types of custom settings are available, and how can we access the custom settings data. Now let's see practically. Now, so before going to that custom settings, I would like to show you a small example so that we'll see how can we implement that functionality, and then how can we use this custom settings in order to implement the same code, how it is different from the others. We'll see practical. Now, let's take a small use case. For example, I have a customer object. Assume that I have a customer object. I have a customer object. I'm creating some new customers information. So upon creating this customer's information, I'm giving the customer name. And along with that, I would like to add two more fields also. So each and every customer will be belongs to a specific region. And for each and every region, you will be having a region manager. For each and every region, you will be having a region manager. Like for example, if anybody is utilizing that bank accounts, it may be ICICI, it may be Axis Bank also. You will be having the bank, you will be having an account in a specific branch. In that branch, you will be having a reporting manager. Like whenever if you're having any queries, if you want to need some information regarding your account, regarding some personal loan, regarding some credit card, regarding anything, if you're having any queries related to your account, or if you want to get some inquiry about some new products also, then directly you can contact your manager. There is a reporting manager is available here in each and every branch. Depends upon your branch, you will be having a reporting manager. So you can contact your reporting manager, and then you can able to make a query. We can get the clarification. He will be giving the complete details. He is the reporting manager too, or he is the region manager too. So he is going to solving all your problems. So we no need to make a call to the customer care, because customer care center may be busy always. So that directly we can make a call to that respective region manager, and we can able to get the required clarification. We can get the information also related to your accounts, your credit cards, and your loans. Whatever the information that you want, everything we can able to collect. That facility is available. So inside your mobile app also, you will be having the option. You will be having the option with RM, nothing but reporting manager. So we can able to get the contact of that person, and we can able to make a call. We can able to get that information also, whatever we need. There is a facilities available in each and every banking organizations nowadays. But the region manager or that reporting manager is not fixed. That will be changing after 6 months, another person, because that person might be moved to some different branch. He might be moved to some different company. He might be moved to some different and the designation that as he might be moved to that promotion. So another person will be getting allocated in that location, in that position. So that person will start contacting you. Sir, I am the reporting manager for you from now onwards. If you need any clarification, then contact me and so on so on. So they are going to be informing to you like that. You will be having some region manager or resource manager, or you may be having some reporting manager to whom we can able to contact. Depends upon the branch in which you are having the account, you will be having some different reporting managers are available. Like the similar way, when coming to my customer, I would like to have, I would like to have the region name. That means to which region this customer is associated. So for that reason, I would like to have the fields. I'm having this user interface like this. Like we are having this customer name field. Region name field. Region manager. Region manager. So this is the customer name field which will be used to enter the customer's name, and then region manager, region name, to which region you are associated, because they will be having the various branches. We can't enter the region name by our own. They'll be populating that because they're having the various branches are available. Some fixed branches are available. They will be having some fixed branches, and along with that, they will be having the region manager name. In order to place that region manager name, we are having this text boxes available. Now I'm having two buttons are available. One is to save, second one is to cancel. Two buttons are available. I'm having the two buttons. Cancel button. We have save button and we have cancel button. So these are the two buttons are available right now on my user interface in order to perform some operations. Now, so this is my customer subject. So I'm entering some customer name and then I will select some region. As part of regions, I would like to select the various regions. So I would like to select the various region names. I'm passing that some region names like this: Asia's, Americas, Europe, Middle East, and China, Australia, Japan, like that. These are the various regions are available in which my business has been spread across. So my business has been spread across in all these regions. So now as soon as when you go to this region name pick list, here you can able to see all these regions information. So depends upon the region name, I want to populate the region manager name inside this. For Asia's, there is a region manager like some Ram Kumar. For Americas, there is a region manager. For the Europe, there is a region manager. For China, there is a region manager. Like that, for each and every region, you will be having a region manager is available. So whenever I'm selecting some region, like as for example, whenever I'm selecting the region like as some Asia's, then upon click on that save button, I would like to populate the region manager name inside this. Then how can we implement this one? I don't want to enter the region manager name manually by my own. I want to make it populated automatically. Then what we can do in this case? How can we implement? Anyone? After entering some customer name, like some Suresh Kumar, he is a new customer. He belongs to some Asia's region, Asia Pacific region. So upon click on that save button, automatically region manager name has to be get populated. Then how? How can we implement? Anyone can suggest me.
Can I make region manager formula field?
Firoz, field dependencies.
Field dependency will not work. Why? Because is field dependency will be applicable between the pick list fields, checkbox field, and the pick list multi-select. Between the text boxes, we can't map the field dependency.
Okay.
With the help of triggers, sir.
Okay, with the help of triggers, we can able to implement this one. Through triggers, we can able to implement these functionalities also, because we can populate the region manager name also. So now,
Through configuration, it is not possible. Firoz,
sorry.
through configuration, is it not possible?
Through configuration, we can't make it dynamic here. There is no such possibilities.
Okay.
If I'm using the formula fields also, at that time what will happen is we have to hard code who is the region manager name inside the formula. We have to hard code that. But region managers are keep on changing. So today there is the region manager for me, reporting manager. After 6 months, reporting manager may be changed. So at that time I need to make the changes inside my code. Inside my formula, I need to make the changes. That is a problem in this case. So at that time we have to rewrite that whole functionality. We have to change the formula. We have to make some changes by hard coding the values, and then we need to retest. We need to redeploy. It's a lengthy process over here. Now, in this case here, with the help of this trigger, we can able to implement these functionalities. Now, depends upon the region name, we can able to populate the region manager name also inside this. Now, then how can we implement now? This process already we did. Because based on the region name, if the region is equals to Asia's, I would like to populate the region manager name. If the region is equals to some Americas, I would like to populate some region manager name. Now, so now in this case, so previously we did the similar kind of example, like based on the industry name, I'm assigning some annual revenue value over there. Based on the region name, I'm assigning some annual revenue value. Like the similar way we can able to implement this. Okay, like this one. Depends upon the industry, I'm assigning some annual revenue values. Like the similar way we can able to implement, then we'll see what will be the problems in this case, and then what is the alternative solution, how to implement, we'll see practically with the help of custom settings. Now, so let me prepare this one. Now, in this case, let me add these 2 fields. I'm creating these 2 new fields. First one is a pick list to populate all the region names.
Sir, if we write trigger also, it can't auto-populate before saving, right?
Upon saving it, it should populate, right?
No, after saving, it will auto-populate, right?
Yes, right. During the saving, before update, before saving the record, based on the region, it will populate.
Okay.
I'm populating the region names like as Asia's, Americas, Europe, China, Japan, Middle East, Australia. These are the various region names I'm populating. These region names has to be get visible in the alphabetical order. For that one, I'm selecting the checkbox, display values in alphabetical order. Go to the next. Make the field to be visible for all the profile users. Make it same in. I want to create one more field, region manager name. That is of type text box. I'm using a text box. Region manager name. I'm indicating the maximum number of characters to be get allowed is 100 characters. Now click on next. Make the field to be get visible to all the profile users. Make it same. So the fields are available right now with me. Let me go to the user interface. I'm able to see these fields. I'm having the customer name, region names are available, and the region manager name is a text box. Now, let me arrange the fields. Now, I'm indicating this owner field, region name, and the region manager name. I'm indicating the section header to be visible on both the layouts. I'm removing this open activities, activity history, Attachments, I don't want all these things. Now let me see. Now, so now today I'm creating a customer record. Like some Suresh Kumar. The region name I'm selecting some Asias. For the Asias, we are having a region manager. I'm hard coding this values because I'm saving this, I'm entering this. Based on that region name, I want to populate that value. Generally, we need to type this information. Upon typing this information, the people may do some mistakes also. They can enter some wrong region manager name also. They can enter some spelling mistakes also. So to avoid this kind of problems, I would like to auto-populate this region manager name field value by using my trigger. So that let me create a trigger. Through the trigger, I would like to auto-populate this value. Now, let's see how can we do this. I would like to create a trigger on this object. How to create the trigger on this object? Now let's see practically in this case. On my customer object, I would like to create the trigger. Now, I'm creating a new trigger. It's going to the standard language. I'm creating a new trigger on my customer object. Customer trigger. I'm creating the trigger on customer object. So before inserting the new customer record, before updating the customer record, I would like to auto-populate that region manager name based on the region value. Based on the region value, I would like to auto-populate the region manager name also. Let me add the trigger context. You know, if trigger dot is insert or trigger dot is update. It may be either before insert or before update. And trigger dot is before. Trigger dot is before. Now, so now here in this case, I'm creating a trigger on my object, customer object. So I'm preparing the trigger before inserting the record or before updating the record. Now, so on this customer object, I'm preparing the trigger row. Now, I'm verifying the trigger context. So whenever we are inserting the record or updating the record, whatever the record latest information is available, that will be available inside the trigger.new. I'm going to be collecting the trigger.new for each and every customer record from the trigger.new. Customer underscore underscore C, CVST from the trigger.new. That means I'm collecting each and every customer record which you are trying to insert and which you are trying to update inside your customer object. I'm collecting each and every customer record. Now I would like to verify. Now I would like to verify if the customer records region name field value is not equals to null and the customer's region name field value not equals to empty. If it is not null and if it is not empty, then based on that region name, I would like to assign that region manager name also. So for that one, I'm using this if condition, or we can use switch statement also. Anyone you can use, depends upon your requirement. So I'm indicating if customer dot region name is equals to Asias, then I want to indicate customer dot region manager name. I'm giving the region manager name like some Shiva Kumar. So Shiva will be the region manager for the Asia region. Okay, Asia Pacific is. Else, if the customer's region name is equals to some Americas, then I'm indicating customer dot region manager name equals to, I'm assuming like some David dots. David dots. Else, if the customer's region name is equals to some Europe, then region manager name I'm populating. I'm indicating like some Ashki. Else, customers dot region name is equals to some China. I'm indicating customer dot region manager name equals to, I'm indicating like some dot. Else, customer dot region name is equals to some Australia. Then I'm indicating region manager name equals to some Jesse. Else, customer dot region name equals to some Australia. We are having that some Japan. Then customer's region manager name equals to, I'm assigning like as some David Lee. David Lee. Else, if customers dot region name is equals to some Middle East, then I'm indicating customer's region manager name equals to some Abdul Rahman. So like that here I'm going to be assigning this one. That means what? Depends upon the region name, I'm going to be assigning the region manager name by using the hard coding code. This is the hard coded values here I did in this case. General process I'm explaining that. How to optimize I will show you through custom settings. Suppose if I'm not having the custom setting, this is one of the way. Another way also I will tell you. Then that is also having some issue, then we can go with the custom settings. Now, in this case, so whenever we are creating a new customer record inside my customer object, before insertion of the record or before updation of the record, I am going to be collecting the customer information. In that customer record, I'm verifying if the region field value has been selected or not. Because region field is not a mandatory field, it's an optional. So user might have selected the value or not, I don't know. So I'm verifying that if the user has selected the region field value or not. If the region has been selected, that means if the region value is not empty, not null, then I'm collecting that what is the region name which the user has selected. If the region name is equals to some Asias, then I'm going to populating that region manager as Shivakumar. If the region value is Americas, I'm populating that region manager. If it is Europe, I'm populating the region manager name. For the China, I'm populating this. For the Australia, I'm populating. For the Japan, I'm populating. For the Middle East, I'm populating this. That means what? We have prepared some code, okay, through the triggers by hard coding the region names inside my trigger in order to populate that region manager name automatically upon insertion and upon updation. Now, let me test this trigger now. How can we test it? I'm creating a customer record with the name Suresh Kumar. Now he belongs to region name Asias. I'm not entering any region manager name. So now once you click on save, automatically region manager name has been populated, that is called as Shivakumar. Region manager name has been populated by my trigger itself, that is Shivakumar automatically. Suppose I'm changing the region name to some Europe. Once you click on save, it is automatically populating region manager is some Ashwin. Suppose I'm changing the region to some Middle East. It is populating like some Abdul Rahman. I'm changing this region to some China. It is populating like as Bangladesh. That means what? It is working properly. It is working properly. Now, in this case here, now my functionality is working fine. But the problem is, we have hard coded this region manager names inside this. This is the first problem. Because this person is not a fixed person. Because after 1 year or after 6 months, this person may got some promotion. He will be going to the next level. So that position will be replacing with a new person. And then at that time, we need to modify the code inside this trigger. And then we have to retest it, we have to redeploy. It's a first problem here because of the hard-coded values. Next. The second problem is, if the number of regions are more, suppose I'm having my business. My business is having so many branches. Each and every branch will be having the different branch manager. I want to populate that. So in this case, in every city, I'm having a separate branch so that the number of branches are in thousands. We have thousands of branches. We have thousands of hiring managers. So in this case, if the number of branches are more, then automatically this code will be keep on increasing. Because here, for each and every region name, I'm writing 2 lines of code. One is to check the condition, second one is to assign the data. For the second region, 1 more 2 lines of code. For the third region, 2 more lines of code. For the fourth region, 2 more lines of code. Like that, if the number of regions are 1000, then how many lines of code will be there? 2000 lines of code will be available. So in this case, what happened? If I'm hard coding these values inside the trigger, then the problem is the number of lines of code will be keep on increasing, so that it is occupying more number of characters, which is going to be taking more time for the compilation, which will take more time for the execution, which will be impacting on the application performance. This is the second major problem if I'm writing the code like this. Whenever if I'm hard coding these values, the first problem is the code will be hard coded. Whenever the region manager has been changed, then we have to modify the code and then we have to retest, we have to redeploy. That is the first problem. Second problem is performance issues. It is going to be causing some performance issues because if the number of regions are more, then it is going to be causing some performance issues also because of the code will be keep on increasing. The lengthy code will be available inside your trigger. Now, in this case, no telling. So now in this case, to avoid this kind of problems, then what kind of solution we can suggest? How to implement? Forget about the custom settings concept. Now, what is alternative solution? Anyone?
Can you create a
We can
new
use map, sir.
No. Map also we have to hard code, right?
We can use map, sir.
Why map?
Okay. I mean, key as region names, value should be the region manager name.
Then in this
Automatically
case, what
using keys,
happens?
we can get
In that map, first of all, you have to store all these names, right?
The dependency
map-
pick list is there, right?
No. Dependency will not work because there is a text box, not pick list. Think.
Can we create a new object, a reason object? Is it possible?
Okay. Tell me. Go ahead. Tell me, madam. Continue. Right.
Yeah. If you create a new object, then we have related manager. If you want to change any manager, we can update the manager, right? So that we can auto-populate it
Then
by
how?
using triggers.
Right. Now, in this case, now she has given a suggestion over here. So instead of using this lengthy code, what we can do is we will maintain a separate object. Okay, we'll maintain a separate object in order to store all the region names and the region manager names. So in this case, what I want to do is I would like to store all this regions information inside a separate object. For example, I'm using a separate object over here. I'm using a separate object with the name region details. I'm creating a separate object. In this object, I would like to have 2 columns. Name column will be given by Salesforce by default. I would like to use that same name column. Name column has been given by Salesforce and the region manager. I would like to create another column over. Another column. I'm having the name column. I'm having the region manager column. Whatever the regions information is available, all the regions information I would like to store inside this region column, name column. And the region manager names I would like to populate inside this. That means here I'm going to be storing this whole data inside this. Asia's, the region manager is some Shiva Kumar. For the Americas, some David Dodson. Europe, some Ashley. Middle East, some Abdul Rahman. China, some Darwin. Like that, I will be storing all these region details inside my region details object. Then whenever we are going to be creating the record, depends upon the region name, I need to make an SQL query to get the data. Because here, upon creating this record, based on the region name Asia, I would like to collect the region manager name. Where is this region manager name inside my object? Inside my object, we are having the region details are available. Inside my object, I'm having this region details over. Now, so that here I would like to write one SQL query. I would like to write an SQL query. I'm writing one SQL query. Through this SQL query, I would like to collect this information. So I would like to write an SQL query over. Whenever if you want to populate that region manager name, we have to collect it first. Then what needs to be done? We have to make a query, okay, from the database over here. Get the required information, nothing but based on the region name, we need to collect the region manager name value. The region manager name value I would like to populate, okay, inside my object. So inside my object, inside this particular field, I would like to populate the region manager name field. Based on the region, I would like to make a query over. Like for example, I would like to make a query. Select the region manager name, comma name from the region details object, where name equals to whatever the region name that you have populated here, like as region underscore C. Region name field here. Whatever the region name that you have entered, based on that region name, I would like to collect the region manager name information over here. Now this value I would like to collect, and then the region manager information I would like to populate inside my text box over here. I'm going to be writing this code. But in this case, what happened? Upon creating a new customer record, keep on it is going to be causing one SQL query. Without the SQL query, we can't fetch because data is there inside my custom object. We have created one custom object. In this custom object, I have placed all the region details and the region manager details. Whenever you need some information, without that SQL query, we can't get it. There is no alternative mechanism. So upon creating the record inside my customer object, based on the region name, if you want to collect the respective region manager, then we have to make an SQL query inside the database and then get the region manager information based on the region name selected in the text to pick list. Then we can populate that region manager name inside this text box. Then we can insert the record. So we have to write one additional SQL query as part of my application. Then in this case, it is causing one SQL query additional. So for that reason, to avoid this kind of problems, Salesforce has introduced a feature called as custom settings. Okay, Salesforce has introduced a feature called as custom settings. Now in this case, what exactly the custom settings? Custom settings are also like as the custom objects. Custom settings are also like as custom objects. These are also like as custom objects. So these are also like as custom objects. It is a custom setting. So custom settings are also like as a custom objects. But in this case, what happened? Now, what is the benefit of custom setting? Custom settings are also like as a custom object, so where we can store some data, and then this data we can able to collect. Okay, this data we can able to collect directly without using any SOQL queries. Without using any SOQL query. Then how it is possible here? In this case, whatever the custom settings data is available, custom settings data will be storing with the Salesforce inside the application cache. Salesforce is going to be maintaining the cache memory. Salesforce is maintaining the cache memory. This is also called as application cache memory. Application cache. So Salesforce is going to be maintaining the application cache memory. So whenever your page is getting loaded, whenever your application is getting loaded, whenever you are logging into that application, what Salesforce will do is, initially Salesforce is going to be going to the respective object. It will collect the data. Okay, by default, the data will be storing inside the application cache. Once the data is available inside the application cache, from the application cache, we can able to collect the data inside our application without using any SOQL queries, just by using some ready-made methods. Just by using some ready-made methods itself. By using some ready-made methods, we can able to collect the data from the application cache. We can able to auto-populate. The facilities available. This is the benefit of custom settings. So that here, custom settings are also like as the custom objects internally. This is also storing the data inside that object only. But the difference is, custom settings data, we no need to write any SOQL queries to fetch. Then the custom settings data we can able to fetch it directly just by using some ready-made methods. Salesforce has given some ready-made methods are available. Through those ready-made methods, we can able to get the data out. Because whenever the application is getting loaded, whenever you are logging into the application, Salesforce will go to this custom setting. Whatever the data is available inside the custom settings, the whole data will be collecting by the Salesforce itself. It is placing inside the application cache. The data is available for you. So from here directly we can able to use it. Like for example, simple concept. Let me explain a general scenario. Assume that I want to make a call to one of my friends. So I want to make a call to one of my friends. So now, frequently we are going to be having, regularly we are having some conversations with my friends. So generally, how can we make a call generally? Will you go to the contact to search for the contact number, or will you go to the call log? Why? Because recently also we made the call to the person, like as we made a call to the yesterday also, day before yesterday also. So we no need to search in that contacts list. We can go to the call log directly, we can use it because we no need to search. That is already there inside that. We no need to make a query to the contacts option to get that contact number of that person to make a call. Directly go to that cache. Nothing but recently made calls list. Call log. From that directly we can able to call, click on the call button, we can make a call. Like the similar way here also, we no need to search the data by using additional SOQL queries because Salesforce will collect the data from these custom settings. It will place inside the application cache. So whatever the data is there in the application cache, now this data we can able to fetch it directly just by using some ready-made methods also. We'll see how can we prepare these custom settings, how to store the data inside the custom setting, which I will show you practically now. So let's see in this case. When coming to the custom setting, this is a common question in every interview, difference between custom object and custom setting. If it is a custom object data we can able to query by using the SOQL queries. Custom settings data, no need to use any SOQL queries, just by using some ready-made methods we can able to access it. That is one of the difference, so that we can reduce the number of SOQL queries, so that we can reduce the number of server trips, so we can able to improve the application performance also. The facility is available. That's what here in most of the cases in the real-time implementations we are using the custom settings also. Like for example, if you want to store some country codes and some country names, based on the country name, I would like to collect the respective country code also. So at that time, don't store those country names and country codes inside that custom objects. Don't waste your object. So now at that time, we can able to store inside that custom settings also. Then how can we create the custom settings? Now let's see practically in this case, what are the various types of custom settings are available in Salesforce. Now, so when coming to the custom setting is also like as a custom object. Custom setting is also like as a custom object which is used to store some information. And the benefit is custom setting data does not require any repeated SQL queries. No need to use any SQL query to get the data from the custom setting. Just by using some ready-made methods, you can access the custom setting data. That benefit is available here. Now, in this case, whatever the data we are going to be collecting regularly, so that data we can able to store inside the custom settings instead of storing inside the custom object. Like for example, whenever we are going to be integrating with some third-party systems, whenever we're integrating with the third-party systems, at that time we need some input values over. Like for example, if you want to integrate with the third-party systems over there, whenever if you want to integrate with the third-party system, then we need some input values from the client side. Like we need that endpoint URL. Okay, we need the endpoint URL. So whatever the endpoint URL is required to which we are going to be connecting, that endpoint URL we can store inside the custom setting. And then we need some client ID that is also called as consumer key. That is also we can store inside that custom setting. Client secret that is also called as consumer secret. That is also we can store inside the custom setting. Username and the password, whatever the other parameters we are passing to the third-party system to connect to that, all this information we can store inside the custom setting. Why? Because is here, I don't want to hard code these values. I don't want to store inside the objects. If I'm storing inside the object, we have to make some additional SQL queries to fetch the data from the database table. For that one, we can use the custom settings. Inside the custom settings, we can able to store inside this. The facility is available. Why? Because the client IDs will be looking like this. When you go to the client ID, this is the client ID here, which will be providing by the third-party system. The client secret will be looking like this. This is the unique identification codes, and then the username values and the password values aligned with the security token. You will be having the endpoint URLs are also available. Like you will be having the endpoint URLs also. Though this is like as the endpoint URL, to which we'd like to connect with. What is the third-party systems URL, web service URL. So we'll be storing all this information inside that custom settings. Whenever we need it directly, we can able to fetch it with the help of the ready-made methods given by Salesforce. That facility is available here. For that reason, in this kind of situations, or whenever you are storing some product codes and the product names, whenever we are storing the card number and the card date, card type, like that, at that time we are going to be using this kind of custom settings to store that information. We are using this custom settings instead of using custom object. Now, so in this case, I don't want to store this data, all this region name and the region manager name. I don't want to store inside that custom object. I want to store inside a custom setting, so directly I can able to fetch the data just by using the ready-made methods given by Salesforce. That facility is available to you over here. Then how can we implement this custom settings? Whenever we are going to be creating the custom settings, we have two types of custom settings are available in Salesforce. As part of custom settings, we have two types of custom settings. Custom settings. First one is list the custom settings. Second one is hierarchy custom settings. These are the two types of custom settings are available inside your Salesforce instance. We have list the custom settings, hierarchy custom settings. What is the list of custom settings? Both are custom settings only, but depends upon the level of access. These have been segregated over here. Now, so what are the data which you would like to make it visible to entire organization wide for every user inside the organization, irrespective of the user, irrespective of the profile. If you want to make it visible, then we can go with the list of custom settings. List of custom settings data can be accessible in the entire organization. In the entire organization, wherever you want, we can able to accessible. That means everybody, irrespective of the user, irrespective of the profile, everybody can able to access the custom settings data. And the hierarchy custom settings data can be accessible. Hierarchy data custom settings can be prevented based on the user level, based on the profile level. That means for which profile users, which data should be get visible. For which user, which data should be visible, that we can prevent with the help of hierarchy custom settings data. Data can be accessible based on the user and the profile. Based on the user level, based on the profile level, if you want to display the different information, then we can go with that hierarchy custom settings also. So in this case, whatever the custom setting data is available, custom setting data can be prevented to visible to all the people. Depends upon your requirement, we can grant the access level. It may be user level, it may be profile level, it may be organization level. Whatever the data you want to make it visible to all the people inside the organization, then store that data by creating a listed custom setting. If you want to differentiate the data from user and the profile, then we can go with that hierarchy custom settings. Now, so in this case here, we can able to create that custom settings. It may be list, it may be hierarchy, and then we can able to store the data inside this. Upon storing the data, Salesforce has given some limitation. Okay, Salesforce has given that storage limitation especially. That means how much data that we can store inside your custom setting. Now, how much data we can able to store inside that custom settings. Now, inside your custom settings, organization-wide, we can store maximum of, we can store maximum of 10 MB of storage. Okay, 10 MB of storage. That means organization-wide, within the entire organization-wide, we can store maximum of, you will be getting maximum of 10 MB of storage for your custom settings. So we can store maximum of 10 MB of data for the custom settings. That too depends upon the number of full licenses that we have. The two depends upon the number of full licenses. Full licenses means what? Salesforce licenses. Depends upon the number of full licenses Salesforce is going to be providing that. For each Salesforce license, 1 MB of storage. For each Salesforce license, 1 MB of storage will be given by Salesforce. Suppose if you're having the 2 Salesforce licenses are available. If you're having 2 Salesforce licenses, you will be getting 2 MB of storage. If you're having that 5 Salesforce licenses, then you will be getting the 5 MB of storage. If you're having 10 Salesforce licenses, you will be getting the 10 MB of storage. If you're having 15 Salesforce licenses, you will be getting the 10 MB of storage. Okay, depends upon the number of full licenses that we have. For each and every full license, Salesforce is going to providing 1 MB of storage. So maximum of 10 MB for the organization, not more than that. That too, this can't increase. We can't increase this size also. There's no such possibilities. So now depends upon the number of full licenses. If you're having 1 Salesforce license, 1 MB of storage. If you're having 2 Salesforce licenses, 2 MB of storage. If you're having 10 Salesforce licenses, 10 MB. If you are having more than 10, you will be having only 10 MB of storage. That's it. That's the limitation over here. Now, but in our free developer edition, how many Salesforce licenses are available in free developer edition? We are having 2 Salesforce licenses. 2 Salesforce licenses. So you will be getting the 2 MB of storage. Okay, you will be getting 2 MB of storage. So in this case here, you can able to verify how much data we have stored inside the custom settings also. We can able to verify the possibilities available in this case. So now here in this case here, how can we create these custom settings? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, whenever if you want to create these custom settings, then how to create these custom settings? Now let's see. Now what I want to do is, whatever the custom settings data is available, it may be list, it may be hierarchy custom settings. These can be accessible through through the Apex programming, Visualforce programming also, web services and APIs also we can able to access. Whatever the listed custom settings data is available, listed custom settings data can be accessed through Apex programming, through Visualforce programming, web services, APIs. We can able to access. Whatever the hierarchy custom settings data is available, hierarchy custom settings data can be accessible through Apex programming, Visualforce, web services, APIs, and the formula fields also. Okay, in the formula fields also we can able to access that hierarchy custom setting data. So now in this case, hierarchy custom setting data can be accessible in the formula fields, and then listed custom setting data cannot be accessible in the formula fields. Is the limitation given by Salesforce. Now, in this case, how can we create that custom setting? I want to create a custom setting in order to store the custom data, nothing but my regions information, region managers information, I would like to store inside my custom setting. Then how can we create the custom setting? Now let's see. This is an organization wide, so I want to create a listed custom setting. Then how to create a listed custom setting, how to store the data, how can we access? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, let me go to the custom settings. Click on setup menu. Go to the develop. You will be having an option called as custom settings. Okay, you will be having an option called as custom settings. Click on custom settings. Click on custom settings. Now, go to the custom settings. I'm removing this existing. Now, I'm creating this custom setting over.
అట్లయితే ఓకే దట్
Hello, Feroz.
Now, so now let's see how can we create this custom settings data over. I would like to create a new custom setting. Click on custom settings. Click on new button. Click on new button in order to create a new custom setting. Now here you will be having the options custom setting type, either hierarchy or list. Now, in some cases, if the list custom setting name is not visible to you, okay, if the list custom setting name is not visible, initially sometimes it will be displaying that only hierarchy. It won't display the high list. At that time, we need to enable that, where we can go to the data management. Inside the data management, we are having an option called as schema settings. Schema settings. In that schema settings, you will be having an option to enable the list custom settings. Now, in this case, you will be having this option is available over here. Manage list custom settings type. We have to enable it. Generally, this will be getting visible like this. Okay, this will be looking like this. If it is looking like this, then we can't see the list custom setting type. Let me show. Go to the develop custom settings. When you go to the custom settings, click on new button, just you will be getting that only hierarchy. This has been hard coded here. We can't change it. If you want to get the list custom setting, then we have to enable it. Just click enable to enable it. Click on enable. Now refresh this user interface. You will be getting that option hierarchy and list. So if the list custom setting option is not visible, then we have to enable it from data management schema settings. Now I'm creating that region information here. I would like to create a custom setting with the name some region details. Region details. So internally it is creating a custom object. Internally it is creating a custom object. Then what is the practical proof? Now let me show you over here. Now let me show you that system overview. Now, how many custom objects we have created as of now? Totally 7. Okay, totally 7 custom objects we have used. Now, I'm creating a custom setting with the name region details. What is the object name? Object name also I'm indicating region details. This is of type list custom setting. Now click on save. Once you click on save, with this name region details underscore C, it will be creating a custom object automatically. Let's see. Previously we have used 7 custom object. Now refresh this user interface. Now it is indicating 8. That means internally it is creating 1 custom object by default. So custom settings are also like as a custom objects, okay, which will be storing the data which can able to accessible without using any SQL queries. Now, so now the custom setting has been created. Whenever I'm creating the custom setting, it will be creating the custom object region details underscore C. By default, it is giving that columns like as ID column, name column. It will be giving by default. And then additionally, if you want some more columns also, we can create. Now, if you want to create some more custom fields, because not only storing that name, I want to store the region manager name also. Upon creating the custom setting, it is preparing the custom object. In that one, name column is inbuilt available, but I want this region manager name column also. For that one, I'm going to be creating that custom field. Click on new button, create a custom field which is of type text. Go to the next. I'm indicating the region manager name. Region manager. Length I'm indicating like as some 100 characters. Click on next. Make it save. So now 2 columns are available. Name column is there and the region manager name column is also available. Then what data is available? In this case, inside the custom setting, there is no data is available right now. So I need to create the data. That means what? Once the custom setting has been created with the required column, then we have to store this information. Because region names, region manager names, everything we have to insert. How can we insert? We are going to be creating by using manage option. Click on manage. We can create each and every record one by one. Click on new. Enter the details. Region name and the region manager. Suppose if you're having data loader, through data loader also we can insert, no problem. Now bulk records we can able to store in one shot. So I'm indicating that. Like as for example, I'm indicating Asias. For this one, I'm going to be indicating some Shiva Kumar. I'm storing the regions and the region manager names. Instead of storing the custom object, I'm preparing this custom setting. Save in here. Second one, Americas. I'm indicating like as some David Dodson. The third one, Europe. I'm indicating like as some Ashley. And for the Middle East, I'm indicating like some Abdul Rahman. And for the China, I'm indicating like some Gang Li. And for the Australia, I'm indicating some Jesse. And for the Japan, I'm indicating like as some David Lee. These are the custom settings information. When you go back to the list, we can see all the records which you have created. Asias, Americas, Australia, China, Europe, Japan, Middle East. All this information is available inside my custom setting. So this is how we have to create the custom settings and we can store the data inside the custom settings inside this. Once the data is available inside the custom setting, then how can we manage? How can we access that custom setting data? Now, let me show you practically. Whatever the data is available inside the custom setting data, no need to access by using SQL queries, just by using some ready-made methods also we can able to access. Then how can we access the custom setting data by using some ready-made methods? Now let me explain practically in this case. Now, in this case, whenever if you want to access the custom setting data, Salesforce has given the 3 methods ready-made. First one is get all method, get instance, get values. 3 methods has been given by Salesforce by default. With the help of these 3 methods, we can able to access the custom setting data. We can access the custom setting data by using these 3 methods. In this case, we have to specify the custom setting name. Custom setting name dot get all method. And then here also custom setting object name dot get instance. Custom setting object name dot get values. 3 methods are available. How can we access the custom setting data? Now let's see practically in this case. How to access the custom setting data? So now let's see practically one by one. Now, for example, I want to get all the records. All the records from the custom setting. I want to access all the records from the custom setting. How can we do that? In this case, what is my custom setting name here? My custom setting name is, go to the custom settings, my custom setting name, reason details __ C. Now, reason details __ C dot get all method, which is going to be returning all the reason details in the form of a map collection. So in this case, what happened? Now, whatever the reason name will be in the form of key, and the complete reason details in the form of value. So that reason name is what? Like Asia, Americas, Europe. These are nothing but string. So that the key will be the string, and the value is nothing but reason details __ C. The complete details in the form of the value. So now here I'm indicating reason details. Now, so the get all method is going to be returning all the reason details in the form of a map collection. This is the default formula given by the ready-made by Salesforce. Get all method is going to be returning all the reason details in the form of a map collection, where the reason name will be in the form of a key, and the complete reason details are in the form of values. Once the records are available, then we can able to collect this information. Now, for each and every reason details __ C, region from reason detail. From that map collection, I'm collecting each and every reason information. I want to show that. Reason details. I want to show that reason information as well. That means what? We are collecting all the reason details, okay, from that reason custom object here. So from the custom setting, with the help of this get all method, I'm storing all the reason details inside that map collection, and I'm iterating the map collection from starting to ending. I want to collect only the reason details. Names I don't want, because names are already there in the reason details here. So that I'm using dot values method. I'm collecting all the reason details over here by using this values method, because it will be written only the values part. From that, I'm collecting every reason information. I'm displaying this. Now, let me show you here practically. Click on execute. See the results. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is showing all the reasons information over here. What are the reasons are there? All the reasons information is populating here. Like the region name, region manager. Region name, region manager. Each and every region and the manager names will be getting populating automatically by default inside this by using get all. We haven't written any SQL query. Just by using the get all method itself, we can able to do all these operations also. Like the similar way, Here I'm collecting all the regions information, but sometimes I don't want all. I want only one specific region information. Now, get a specific region information. How can we get? So that we can specify region details __ c dot get instance. Which region information you want, pass the region name. I'm indicating like some Americas. Upon passing the region name, the region details will be getting visible to you. Over here, I want to show that information. System dot debug Americas region details. I'm going to be representing this information. Whatever the Americas region details are available, I am going to be collecting the region information by using get instance method. I'm displaying this. Click on execute. We can see the America region details also. For example, let me execute only this piece of code. Click on execute highlighted. We can see only this Americas region details. Select the debug only. It is indicating America region details over here near the region information. Region name is Americas. Region manager name David Thompson. Now, sometimes if you want to collect only one field value, I don't want the region details completely. I want the region manager name. That's it. Get the region manager name of the specified region. In this case, I would like system.debug Middle East region manager name. How can we collect it now? I'm using the get values. Region details __ c dot get values. Here I'm going to indicate which region information. Middle East. Middle East region information. I would like to collect that region manager name. What is the field name over here? As part of this region, we are having that field name is available. What is that? Region manager name __ c. That's it. In that custom setting, whatever the field name that you are given, pass that field. That means what? It is collecting all the regions information. Okay, from that it will collect only this specific region. In that region information, I don't want all the values. I want only the region manager name. So now let me execute up to this part only. Click on execute highlighted. We can see. Select the debug only. So now Middle East region manager name is Abdul Rahman. So that means we are collecting only the region manager name also. Now here in this case, by using this custom settings, we can able to fetch the data without using any associable queries. It may be all the records, it may be one specific record, it may be one specific value in the record also. Depends upon your requirement. You can use get all, get instance, get values. Now let's come to the trigger part over here. Whatever the trigger we have implemented right now. In this case, we have written this much of lines of code. I'm going to be commenting this code. So I don't want to use this much of lengthy code. I'm commenting this code. I don't want this code. So I want to collect the region manager name. How can we populate here in this case? Let's see. Customer dot region manager name equals to. From where we can collect this one? Now all the region details are there inside my custom setting. What is my custom setting name? Region details __ c dot get values. In that one, which region information you want? This is the region information. Based on this region information, I want this data. So in that one, what you want, based on the region which you have selected upon creating the customer record, the region name I'm passing to this particular get values method, it will be collecting that respective regions information, and from that region information, I want only the region manager name. What is that region manager name field name? Is the region manager field. That's it. Over. Now, one single line. Even though you will be having lakhs of regions, one line of code will handle this. Previously, for each and every region, we have written 2 lines of code. If you're having 100 regions, 200 lines of code. 1000 regions, 2000 lines of code. But now, even though you may be having 1000 regions, 100 regions, 1 region, lakhs of regions, 1 line of code, it will handle that. This is the power of collect when coming to that custom settings. So we haven't used any SQL table queries. My data is safe. My data is there inside that custom settings. Suppose in future, if any of that region manager has been changed, simply we can go to the region over here, go to the region information, and then go to the region, and here you can able to change these values. Just you can able to click on edit, change the region manager name. That's it. It will be reflecting in all the places in the application in one shot. So that here we no need to be hard coding these values. Directly we can able to store inside that custom settings the same data we can able to reflect in the multiple places wherever you want. Now, so that here instead of writing multiple lines of code, I'm using simply a single line of code by using custom settings. So now this one line of code will handle that. So depends upon that region which was selected upon creating the customer record. I'm collecting the region name. The region name I'm passing to the get values method of the region custom setting. It will collect the region information. From that one, I'm collecting only this region manager name, and then that I'm storing inside my customer record before inserting the record inside this. Now, let me test the trigger now. Let's go to the customer record. Open this Suresh Kumar record. I'm changing this region name. Region name to Asia's. When I click on save, it is populating that Shiva Kumar. I'm changing it to some China. When you click on save, it is populating Dangli. Whatever the data is in the custom setting, it will pick up the data from the custom setting. It is populating inside this. I'm selecting like some Japan. It is populating the value that is David Lee. I'm collecting the data like some Australia. It is populating like as Jesse. So this is how we are going to be using the custom settings inside your organization. So that whenever we are going to be collecting the data repeatedly inside your application, then don't store inside the custom object, don't hard code that, store inside the custom setting, and then from there we can able to access the data just by using some ready-made methods given by Salesforce, that is get all, get instance, get values method. This is how we are going to be using that help of custom settings inside your Salesforce instance. And the custom settings data can be stored inside the application cache, which can be accessible just by using some ready-made methods given by Salesforce. This is the concept of custom settings, and this is the usage of custom settings inside your application. Regarding these custom settings, in your soft copy, complete documentation is available. Step-by-step navigation have given. How to create, and then how to store, and then how to enable every option completely there inside your document. Inside your soft copy, or if you're having hard copy, I think everybody is having soft copy. In that soft copy will be having the complete documentation is available. Step-by-step navigation have indicated over there. So in the tomorrow session, we'll see the few more features: trigger handler factory, trigger best practices, recursive triggers, trigger order of execution. So now basically trigger best practices, this is the theoretical part. These three are theoretical parts only here. Trigger handler factory, a bit as practical. I will show you that one. Tomorrow we'll see this one, and along with that, I will be giving some use cases on the triggers so that you can do some practice also. Tomorrow we'll be having the session as usual at same time.
Feroz, we have types of figures, right?